Sifu, the definition of insanity. Sifu is, in short, for me. I've damn near 100%ed every Dark Souls and Dark Souls alike game, but Sifu damn near broke me several times. Much like Magneto's demand for Mystique's skin to be blue or whatever, Sifu demands perfection from you. While not technically a roguelike, this brutally challenging action-adventure uses repetition as a means to finally craft your skill and timing at the game's core combat mechanics. With an L1-based dodge parry system that is as frustrating as it is ultimately satisfying to master. Sifu's combat shares the rhythm of Sekiro and the "I'll try one more time" urge that you get from games like Returnal and Hades, keeping your eyes inadvertently glued to your PlayStation until you see that it's 5:83 a.m. and say, "Blimey, is that the time?" It also features a unique aging system that acts as your lives throughout your journey. As you age, you deal more damage, but can't take as many hits, until you eventually see the dreaded game over screen if you die in your 70s. Your death counter increases every time you die, resulting in a multiplier that racks up your age quickly if you die multiple times in quick succession. But defeating tougher enemies scattered throughout each level will reduce your death counter by 1 each time you defeat them. It is entirely possible to make it through the whole story at the youngest age of 20, but unlikely without some serious grinding. I was 41 when I first rolled credits. The combat consistently evolves throughout your experience with unlockable skills that add some minor and some major improvements to your combat arsenal. While the upgrades are temporary at first, you're able to permanently unlock them after acquiring them 5 times via experience, using the permanent unlock option. I would recommend permanently acquiring the strong sweep focus, slide kick, and charged backfist as soon as possible. Sifu is in no way, shape, or form designed to be one-shotted on your first run. It is meant to break you in half, mentally, spiritually, physically, all of the above. It got very close to breaking my will to continue overall. I'm talking getting to the point where I was calculating what a new TV would cost if I were to throw my controller top speed through the panel. But repetition makes you subconsciously study the moves of every single enemy NPC, from the grunts to the mid-bosses to each level's seemingly impossible final boss. Emphasis on seemingly. Each enemy has a specific moveset, with occasional surprises that you come to learn over time. You develop patterns of which enemy to kill first and how to kill them, in order to progress through each area while maintaining the youngest age possible. To me, this is where the true magic was. There's 1,000 ways you can go about each level, but I found, for me, there was a right way to do it every time. Weapons play a unique role in level progression, as they are insanely overpowered as they're gradually introduced, and become even more overpowered when you unlock certain skills such as weapon mastery and environmental mastery. Soon enough, you come to learn that these unbeatable bosses are just repeating patterns that are up to you to decipher and stop once and for all. Combat, as well as combat. You know those old E-Bombs World stick fighting games you used to play after school? This is the advanced, dream come true version of that. You are controlling the main character of a classic action movie in real time. I also greatly enjoyed the voyage of self-discovery and finding out what abilities work against tougher enemies, and the right way to beat each level to gain the specific upgrade that I wanted, via the 3 possible forms of currency in the game's upgrade shrines: age, combat score, and XP. The level design is memorable, gorgeous when it's supposed to be, and inspiring. It's an art style that's so pleasant to look at that the brutally demanding progression system will feel more rewarding than frustrating after playing each level over and over and over and over. The Club. The game's second level is one of the most intimidatingly steep difficulty spikes I've ever experienced, which personally just made me want to try harder. But with accessibility in the forefront of the conversation in game development currently, I can see thousands, if not millions, of players struggling through this level in particular so much that they quit the game entirely. Much like the best of From Software's catalog, the satisfaction from finishing Sifu came from the absolute rage-induced struggle that it took me to get there. So while it is certainly a subjective form of skill-based punishment, I can't help but feel bad for anyone that attempts the game and feels like they have to give up when they get spanked by Sean. Because if you just hang in there, you'll come to find a totally pathetic pushover loser with absolutely zero swag. In Sifu's case, the juice is beyond worth the squeeze. In fact, it is delicious and refreshing. Indie should not be interpreted in any derogatory way when it comes to this game, as the love and care that French developer Slowclap put into every aspect is clear from the game's heartbreaking and jaw-dropping opening sequence. Seriously, I'm not going to say anything else about this. If you're going to do anything, just go back and watch this, because it's... I knew I was finishing this game just from this. If challenge is your thing, I can't recommend Sifu enough. If you are prone to rage quitting when the going gets I almost had it, then maybe sit this one out. Thanks for watching.